If you'll read along with me this morning, I'll be reading out of the book of Romans, over in the 12th chapter. We'll be turning in your Bibles there. Seems like our thoughts and our heart and our minds really been scattered about there. You can see where you're sitting in my Bible. I've got markers stuck all in my Bible this week. As the old man said, I'll tell you a little joke there before I get started there. There was no fella one time said there was a young boy got up and said he was preaching and said he's young starting out, and he said, said it's on Sunday night service, and said boy, in his message, he said, I wish the Lord just let me preach for 2 or 3 hours one time. He said, there's no preaching man. I'm picturing like Bud sitting over there and said, he said, God, I hope it ain't tonight. So I don't plan to be before you 2 or 3 hours this morning, but just a little humor this morning. But like I said, I say all that to say this. I am scattered about this morning, but I'm not going to try and preach every word that I've got a marker stuff this morning to read. But I desire an interest in your prayers, as always, this morning. I really do. I ask that you pray for me, and I encourage you, like I said before, that you just follow the Lord, that you just do what the Lord puts in that upon your heart. But over in the book of Romans, in the 12th chapter, may read a few verses here, so you bear with me for just a few minutes this morning. Verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. I'm going to leave off reading right there. I've correctly read for just a few minutes. I may go back here in a few minutes and read some more on down in this chapter. But and like I said, I desire an interest in your prayers this morning. It seemed like I really struggled this week with just really settling down this morning. Last night up late and up again this morning pretty early, reading around in different places there. But it seemed like I've really struggled in that. But I've thought there, the thought that's been upon our heart, and I've read in several different places about the offering and the sacrifices that were given up. And we all know that today, that when Christ came and died upon the cross, that done away with the old law. That done away, saith, with the sacrifices as they had noted. But still, as you get over here into the New Testament, you begin to read, you begin to study it. It begins to talk about oneself being the sacrifice and that, offering that up. Like I said, I thought all week, or the last few days, I wouldn't say all week, but the last 2 or 3 days, about these sacrifices and about what they mean and that to us. And you can go and you can study that out. There was several different ones. I counted there in one spot. There was about 10 different this morning sacrifices that they would offer for different things. That was in one writing there. Like I said, there was a lot of different things in order that they were to do. But you bear with me for just a minute. You pray for me. But what I noticed about all those different sacrifices that they were to offer up, they were to offer whatever it was, the very best that they had. The one thing that really stuck out in their heart and their mind about what they were to offer, it said in one place over in the Old Testament, one of the old prophets told them to offer it with a free heart this morning. And if I had a thought this morning, it would be to offer for the free heart this morning. But the subject that they were offering up this morning, saying what years important this morning as to what condition their heart was in this morning. They had for different sins that they committed. They was different items, different things that they were offering. And God was very specific and how that they done that this morning. Most of all that. And I noticed that similarity in a lot of different places that I read and I studied. The similarity in that this morning, church, was the condition of their heart. It says here in that first verse that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Well, preacher, what do you mean by that? Just what exactly is this scripture saying? You all know me this morning. You can, different things there. You can look at different ways you can look at that this morning. But to me this morning, what that is saying this morning, I said on a daily matter, not just Wednesdays and Sundays this morning, Wednesday night, Sunday morning, but to we come and offer up a little prayer, a little time this morning, to offer our bodies this morning. What that means to me this morning, church, is that we, as Christians, I'm not preaching to the lost right now. Listen, you've talked about these different people. I've been able to listen to them preach. I've really enjoyed. That's one thing that I've enjoyed about this is I get to hear a lot of my different preacher brethren preaching. One thing that's really caught my mind in my teaching, Seth, and that is that wherever you can go up the road or you can go down the road or you can go across the river, but the same message is going out to God's people. And that Mitchell is that God's people has got to repent today. We want to look at the world and say how bad the world is. Listen, the world's been bad ever since that Adam and Eve was cast out of the garden there. But that's when sin entered into this world. And they've been sin ever since then. People's been mean and all these different things. For this world to get any better, it'll take you and me this morning saying, God's people this morning, repent with an humble, with a sincere heart this morning. Let me get back to this living sacrifice. So, now I know this morning that I'm preaching to my dedicated church. That's together church morning. Don't think that I've lost sight of who I'm standing in front of this morning. I'm not sure to bring you down. It's just let's erase those thoughts right quick this morning. That's not what this is all about. And I know we've not been here. I counted it up last night. I believe it's been 8 Sundays since we've been together, gathered out and together like that we are today. I know this exactly in that this morning who I'm standing in front of this morning. But listen to this. More than that this morning. God knows who we are this morning. Saying, God knows our heart this morning. God knows our thoughts this morning. God knows the condition that you and I are in this morning. Listen this morning. You look good to me this morning. You can fool me this morning. But not God this morning. But God can look into your heart this morning. Know the condition that you're in. Living sacrifice. That you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Preacher, just how do I do that? It's simple. Don't require just a great deal of time, neither, say. A lot of times we think, oh my gosh, I've got to pray all day long, 24/7. That ain't how it is this morning. I'm just going to break it down, bud, and just get right honest tonight about it this morning. And if we'll just keep ourselves this morning in shape, if we'll just talk to God on a daily basis this morning, let me put it to you like this morning. I like to hear from each and every one here. But if you start calling me every day and wanting to talk on the phone for 2 or 3 hours, I tell you after a day this morning. I don't like to talk that long at one time. Listen this morning. God just wants to hear from us on a daily routine basis to say that we love Him and let Him know what's going on in our lives this morning. Paul, you call anytime you want to. I know I can pick on Paul this morning. Anybody else, you call anytime you want to. But you see what I'm saying, don't you, this morning? I like to hear from my friends and family. Here in a little while, as good Lord's will, we'll dismiss and we'll go on our way. We've got plans. We're going to go up Mom and Dad's. We're going to eat dinner together. And I Sandy, in about 2 hours of that, I'm going to be ready to go back off the hill, down the holler. Enough's enough. I love them to death out of the bottom of my heart, but I'll get full. Tammy, I'll get sleepy, and I want to go get my recliner, bud. I want to go back to my house. I want to go back to where I'm at this morning. You see where I'm going with this morning? Present yourself, your body is a living sacrifice. Just pray, baby. Seek God out, God's instruction this morning. Read your Bible. You ain't got to read it from cover to cover in a month. You ain't got to read it cover to cover in a year. Just daily read your Bible. Just daily read your Bible. There's times I might not read but a verse or two a day, Seth. There's times I might read 3 or 4 chapters. But read your Bible this morning. When God, and here's the next part of it. It's kind of a 3-part thing. Pray and read and study your Bible. But when God puts something on your heart to talk to somebody, God puts a song on your heart to sing, God puts a message on your heart, God puts a testimony on your heart, I say, God, here I am this morning. I want to do that thing for you this morning. That's all that He's asking this morning. Just be willing to do that. Be willing to do that. Be not conformed to this world. This is verse 2. Be not conformed to this world. Now what that means to this old country boy, don't blend in, say. Don't blend in. I've got friends that don't go to church. And I don't shun them, Nathan. I love them just the same. Some of them I love dearly. But now there's things that they'll partake of, Seth, that I can't be a part of. There's things that they'll do. There's things that they'll say I can't laugh at. There's times that I just have to step aside. I just have to separate myself from that this morning. Listen this morning. That's not what that's telling you. It's to just lock yourself up inside and to be hurt this morning, not none whatsoever. The Bible teaches me this morning that we're to go out into the world and to let our light shine this morning. Be not conformed to this world. Be ye, come a place, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do I renew my mind? Back to that praying daily and reading daily. Get back to that praying daily and reading daily. I've told some of you, as I've talked to you this week, I won't mention any names or anything like that this morning. But one pastor, a preacher brother, had told me the other day, he said, man, he said, we've got to get back to church. He said, if we don't, he said, well, a few good members, we're going to lose them. He said, they're going to want to go to church, and these other churches opening up, and we're going to find them somewhere to go this morning. Like many of you have said this morning, and I thought about it, and found myself so short. I was even ashamed this morning, as I was getting ready. And so many times before on Sunday morning, Nathan, I thought, boy, I'd really like to take the day off. I'd really like to have a sick day today. I'd really like to have a vacation day today. I'd really just like to stay at the house. Because I took that for granted this morning. Like a lot this morning have said, a lot of times I'm 5 and 10 minutes after getting here. I was here almost an hour before before we're supposed to be here this morning. I was excited, Denise, to see my church family. I was excited to get to be at God's house with God's people this morning. I had a desire in my heart. I passed one of my neighbors, one of my friends, got young brothers that's come to church, and they stand to this and they're side to side and have their coolers and loaded up, man. I'm sure they was probably going to the lake or the river this morning, and I'm not condemning them whatsoever. But I thought to myself, boy, I want to go to church this morning. Friend, I love dearly, Seth, but I didn't want to go with him this morning. I wanted to come to God's house this morning. I wanted to come down to God's house this morning. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That you may prove what is good, what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You know what that good and acceptable, perfect will of God is? That's your talent this morning. That's your talent this morning. Now the Bible teaches me to prove things. To prove things, to test and try things out this morning. To test and to try things out this morning. To look things over this morning. You've heard me so many times tell the story. What I told Mitchell the time, I've told some others that, but what I told Mitchell the time, I thought Mitchell was just, he would whoop me that night. He got upset with me, didn't he, Mitchell? That's all right, you can be honest. You can be honest. I probably would too. I probably would too. And told him, just go on tight, forget about that. I got to go home. I'm wore out. I'm ready to get back. Test that thing. There ain't a thing in the world wrong this morning with asking God for signs and witnesses. I'd recommend it to you this morning. I really would. I really would. Dale sitting back here in the back this morning. Dale will tell you a story. If you won't hear it here in a little while, I'm sure he'll be glad to share it. And when he was getting himself back in church and everything, and trying to figure out what God wanted him to do, he told me a story one time. Devil had him convinced at one time, or for a little while, Dale, that you need to preach, didn't he? Satan will do that to you. He'll get you all confused and all mixed up and different things this morning. It's all right to prove things out. It's all right to pray about things. And I'm going to take it a step further this morning. There'll come a time. There'll come a time whenever God's dealing with you, Nathan, in your life, that God's going to let you know without a shadow of a doubt. And God's going to let you know without a shadow of a doubt that that's you that He's talking to this morning. You may be sitting here and you may be lost this morning. And you may have come and for weeks and weeks and months and looked around and thought, well, it could be this one or it could be that one this morning. Listen this morning. If God's speaking to your heart this morning that you're lost and that you need to be saved this morning, guess what? It's for you today. It's for you today. If God's speaking to your heart, they're saying that you need to come to God's altar this morning and make everything all right this morning. Listen, it's for you this morning. I said it, I guess, last week when Murray come taped her message there for us. If you wait on Satan, there'll never be a right time or a right place. Satan for months and months and months told me you need to wait till next Sunday. Went into a revival. You can wait till the next revival. That revival came and went, another came and went. They got to a point that there never was going to be a right time and a right place for him. Every time that he'd tell me to wait till another time, I'd wait till that time, and it wasn't right either. Satan's job this morning is to lie to you and deceive you this morning and to destroy you this morning. I know the times that we're living in and different things. And And I'll be honest with you, I talked about that. I've read and tried to keep up with this quite a bit, and I have. But I've also, at the same time, I've tried to limit myself to watching a lot of this stuff. He'll depress you. He really will. He'll bring you down this morning. I know that there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people scared right now. And like Bud talked about that first message that we recorded and I preached to you. God seen this time a year ago. He's seen today. He's seen 10 years ago. He's seen today. What we would be facing, what we would be dealing with. And he had a plan. I don't know all the details to his plan this morning, but I'll tell you this, that I know this. As long as I trust in him, as long as I put all my faith in him, as long as I rely on him this morning, I'll be all right. Me and my family will be all right this morning. I might not have everything that I necessarily just drags on, goes on. I might not have every little thing that I want to eat that I can think of, but I believe with all of my heart this morning God will take care of me and my family as long as I trust in him. I invite Teresa. Teresa's always, she gets it from her daddy. He was a great wood burner. And she inherited that gene from him. I may have to get back to really laying in sawing wood this winter, Mitchell. But that'll be all right this morning. That'll be all right this morning. I aggravate her. I ration her out. When I cut 3 loads of wood, I take it to the barn. I just bring her a little bit at a time. Because if you take it out, like her one time said, she's just like a woodchuck. She's just going to let it go through it. I'm nodding his head. Many of us talk about the same thing. Your daddy hit a logger too, so I guess you inherited, to be honest. What I'm saying this morning is, it's all right to life at God's house. The Bible teaches me God wants his people to be a happy people this morning. You believe that with all, you can fuss and say whatever you want to. God intends for his people to be a happy, joyful people. I don't want to be friends with somebody that's down and out, just gloom and just doom and despair all the time. I just think this should point the conversation with somebody like that. I don't want to talk to them no more. I want to be around people that cut up and have a good time, laugh, and enjoy one another's fellowship. So God wants us to be this morning. Be a living, willing sacrifice this morning. Search your hearts out. I want to say this before I close. I'm going to come to close here in just a few minutes. I know Bud's going to think I'm going to be on them 2 or 3 hour messages. I want to thank each and every one of you. Sunday school teachers, everybody that's I thought the other night as I was calling some of you, these last several weeks, every time that I've called somebody, there ain't nobody once said, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yes, we'll do. I'll try my very best. And I want to thank you this morning, church. Now, I'm not going to go with naming names or anything like that, but I want to thank you this morning. And I want to thank, I ain't a doubt in my mind. I started to say something about her last time that I was here, Mary recorded me. I know I would say, pray for me. That about beat me out that first time I done that. There ain't nobody here to pray for you. But I thought there last week, I thought there's some of them praying from last week. I could feel those prayers said. And I thank you for them this morning. I do. I thank you for them this morning. I really do. Or if you and Karen would come get you the song this morning. We're going to sing a song. And we're not going to come fellowship like we normally do. But if you need this altar, it's here and it's open this morning. If you need this altar, if you need to tell your testimony this morning, whatever that you need to do this morning, follow the Lord and do that this morning. Go ahead. Won't everybody stand up this morning? Let's stand this morning. Let's sing that from honor to God.